welcome to today's YouTube guitar lesson. In today's lesson I'd like to teach you how to play chords or comp over a slow blues. Chances are if you're already an electric blues player, you're probably used to comping something like this. And there's nothing wrong with comping that way, but if you've got a bass player and they're playing that same rhythm and that same riff, or if you've got another guitarist, one thing that I like to do is use some jazz chords when I'm comping over a slow blues. And that's this technique of using jazz chords is sort of like what a lot of West Coast blues guitarists do, just to give it some colour and just to break things up a bit. So before I begin, if you'd like to follow along with this lesson, if you look below this video, there's a link to a lesson on my website, and that has like tab and notation for all the chords we're going to be checking out, so you can learn them and follow along if you want to. So today we're going to be in the key of A, so that's a nice key to be in on the guitar neck, sort of always seems to fit quite central. So yeah, if you are a blues guitarist already, chances are you might have checked out some jazz chords, and the thing is with jazz chords is there's quite a lot of them, and it can be tough to know which ones to apply. I mean, if you just like looked at a jazz chord like this, which is quite an altered A7 chord, and then you went to like maybe like a D7 sharp 11, if you played that over a slow blues, it's pretty much not going to cut it. So you've got to be really careful, when using jazz chords for comping over a blues. So one voicing that I like to use quite a lot is the 6th chord, and that has like a really nice aesthetic blues sound. And I've got the tab and the fingering for that in the PDF if you want to follow along with it. Another chord you can use for some kind of A7 chord is an A9 chord. And I like to use this chord, say if I'm comping an A blues, I like to use this on like the 4th bar, and I like to use sort of downstrokes on it to before I go to the D, so something like. And that can sound quite T-Bone Walker-esque especially when I slide into the D7 chord. And one thing you can do when you're playing jazz chords is to always slide into them from like a whole step above or a half step above. So a half step, that's like a B flat 6 going into the A flat 6. Or you can do an entire whole step above. So that's one little trick that you can always use to sound quite jazzy over a blues. And yes, let's check out another chord that you can use. So we've got that A6 and that A9 for the A. For the D7, this 9 chord always sounds really good. And like the other chord, there is a fingering for that in the PDF. And with this 9th chord you can add your pinky on top to get a 13th. That's quite a nice thing to do. So just by using these two chords, you can really start to make a big difference in your blues comping, and you can use them in like shuffle type rhythms. That kind of thing will sound great in there as well. So, and yeah, so that's the D9 one that we've looked at, and then we can go back to the A6 for bars 5 and 6 of the blues. And then for the E9 you can just use that same shape moved up a half step. And then you can go to the D9. So just by using these simple inversions, you can add a lot more spice to your blues comping written for me, I much prefer doing that rather than going, which is cool as well, but for me that just sounds a little bit more lush and it's not quite as heavy sounding. So I hope these chords help kind of jazz up your blues guitar chords a little bit. If you do like this lesson, please click the like button below, and if you subscribe to this channel, I've got loads of other free guitar lesson videos, and I'm always uploading new ones, so by subscribing you'll get notified when I've got new ones. So thanks for checking out this lesson, and I'll see you next time.